everybody. We're going to get started.
When the student body wants something from the administration, the best way for that to go, for there to actually be effective change, is through ASG. Because we have those established relationships, because it's those people's jobs to establish those relationships, and because they just think of us as, a very, a very representative body. The way ASG elections usually, work is before the elections, people who are, people in that year who are qualified, I guess, are usually talk to the current president, talk to the current vice president, just sort of say, like, I'm potentially interested. They're sort of vetted. And then, teams form. And sometimes those teams sometimes there's only one team, and sometimes there's 4 teams.
It wasn't really a competitive year, to be honest, at all. We won with like 85% of the vote. A lot of people didn't realize that there were 2 tickets. So I think that was difficult. Just because the year before there was 4 different campaigns, it was 2 weeks long. Like, you couldn't, unless you were living under a rock, it was really hard not to know something was happening.
And elections aren't won because of competency, but they're won because of popularity. I'd love for turnout to be higher. I think the reason why turnout isn't high is because people don't really care what ASG does.
Well, the different issues are very important. Like, the biggest thing that candidates should be focusing on is how do they really get the message out there to more than just, the couple hundred students who are involved with ASG or, the presidents of A status groups. Usually it's a lot of, trying to get the word out in terms of, social media or, campus publications about what candidates are interested in. I think that sexual assault is something that's been talked about a lot on this campus recently, whether that be in regards to Greek life or alcohol policy. I think we'll see a lot of that. I also think that mental health is something that, since I've been at Northwestern, has been something that gets talked about a lot in elections, and I think that we've made a lot of strides from when I was a freshman, but it's still a really important issue on this campus. I think inclusion issues will come up in this year's election. It's something that comes up every year. How do we best address the needs of low-income students is something that will really get talked about a lot this year. Regardless of candidates' individual stances, I think that all candidates running for ASG really do want the best for Northwestern, and I think everyone would agree that the best thing for Northwestern is to be united, even though, right now there might be some issues with that.